to get the night started. Downfield looking for Godwin. Into his hands. And guess which dogs are barking first? UGA, get after it.
Chubb scored a touchdown earlier on a direct snap. Now it's Michelle's turn, running all the way. Gets to the edge. Tony Michelle will send the Dogs home to the championship game.
And Bobo throws that thing in the end zone and yes! Touchdown! Touchdown in the goal line!
Cambiando estaba Billingsley. Interceptado. Y a ver hasta dónde lo puede devolver. Es Kelly Ringo. Sigue Ringo. Corta adentro. Ringo. Touchdown. Georgia.
Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Robert Iron E. Singleton, a.k.a. D-Dog from The Walking Dead, or Alton from The Blind Side. Also the former DB turned running back for the University of Georgia. And you are watching Respect the Hedges on the Fan Addict Sports Network. All right, guys. Go Dogs. Sick 'em.
Welcome in to Respect the Hedges. That's right, folks. It used to be inside the locker room with the Dogs, but we are Respect the Hedges, more Georgia-centric. That's right, man. We are still presented by the Tailgate Kings. That's right. We back up in here, man. It is world's largest outdoor cocktail party week. We are hating on Florida all week, like we do all year, really. And let's go ahead and get this thing started, man. We're going to bring up the first guy, man. Y'all already know who it is, the guy with all the energy, former DB at UGA, double sport athlete, might I say, and baseball player. My guy, E-Rob. What's going on, E-Rob?
Coach, you done made a movie. Now that's how you intro this thing, baby. What's up?
Hey, baby.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, y'all better respect these damn hedges, boy. Coach, I spent the off week just hanging out with my kids, getting my back right. Coach was in the lab. Y'all
in the lab.
That, man, that's what I'm talking about. Look, man, we coming off a bye week. We still undefeated. This is that gauntlet. This is it. Now we can get through this. It gets real right here. So I feel like the Dogs gonna have to lock in to make sure we don't stumble down the stretch here. Last week, a couple of weeks ago, I talked about us being number one. I don't know about this team being number one, that they had what it takes. I like for us to be number two and have something to chase. Well, we are number one, but I feel like everybody's talking about Tennessee is the best team in the country right now, or playing the best. So I think that we have a little bit of added motivation to stay to stay focused. Let's see. We're going to see, baby. We're going to see.
That's right, man. Let's get another one of our co-hosts up in here, man. This dog, hey, man, one of his plays made the intro. We talking about the first overtime game in the SEC, former wide receiver and recruiting classmate of our coach, Kirby Smart. We're talking about Corey Allen. What's going on, CA?
Man, I'm excited to be here. We're in the catbird seat, baby. These Dogs are sitting on top. We got the Gators lined up next, coming off a bye week, just like E-Rob just said. I'm excited to be back with the boys, talk about what's going on. And you're going to have to respect these hedges, baby. I love it. The intro was something special. So, I'm looking forward to the conversation ahead. We've got everything in front of us as Bulldog Nation. We couldn't ask for more. It's our time to step up and show what we got.
That's right, man. Next up is one of the first tight ends to get it started. Hey, man, listen, we tight end you now, man, and he was doing it back in the day before they even really wanted to give us credit for it. We talking about former tight end Jevaris Johnson. What's going on, JV?
Man, just happy to be in this lab, baby. Hey, man, you know what? I feel kind of like I'm on Naked and Afraid, man. You know what them boys and them gals be eating on Naked and Afraid when they ain't got nothing else to eat. They go out there and get one of them good old gators.
Hey. Hey, that's what we got to do.
Hey, I'm ready to go ahead and smoke up some Gator. I'm ready to talk with my brothers, man. I'm ready to get it going. Love the intro. Shout out to my boy Hustle, man. Iron E. I love you, bro. Appreciate the love. Appreciate the intro. Let's get it. Let's get it, dog nation.
That's right. Last but not least, they say, hey, man, they say when you got it, man. And a lot of our former DGGs that's been on here say he got it. I don't know if he paying them or not, but they say he got it. Another double dog, man. We talking about former wide receiver and track star, Thad Shawty Parker. What's going on, Thad?
Fellas, what's happening, man? Hey, coach, I know what I might don't have it, but I know what I gotta get. I gotta go hire me a firm and get me some introduction in here, coach. I don't know what you boys studying all week. I don't know what they doing, man. The intro is crazy. With that being said, man, it's always good to be back, man. I love the remix of the show. Ready to get between these heads, man, and see what's happening.
That's right, man. And we got our special guest coming up in here, man. We talking about former SEC, all SEC linebacker for the Dogs, man. Played some years in the NFL, man. He used to do that thing, hold it down in the middle. We've been good with middle linebackers, man. We kind of spoiled that middle linebacker, and he was one of the ones that kind of got us spoiled, man. We talking about Amarlo Herrera. What's going on, Five Deuce?
Big dog.
What's going on? How y'all fellas doing today? It's good to see y'all.
Hey, what's going on? What's happening?
How you feeling this week, man? It's Florida Hate Week. How you feeling?
Come on, man. You know how I feel. We haven't been looking as good as I, thought we would coming into the year, but we've been holding it down.
Facts. So we missing our guy Cool Cal, man. He normally lately he been giving us some banging start bench cut, but in the spirit of Georgia Florida rivalry, man, we're gonna start bench cut some of these moments in Georgia history. So one is gonna be the Gator stomp. That's when No Shamarado leaped over for the first touchdown, man. And Mark Rick told him to go get a penalty. He didn't tell everybody to go on the field, but they just went out there and started stomping on the end zone. And then you got Run Lindsey Run, which was on our way to our first our championship back in 1980. And then the Dogs upset number 1 Florida in 1985. It was the first time Florida had ever been ranked number 1, and the Dogs went in there and spoiled the party about 2 days later. So, E-Rob, it's on you, dog. Which one of these moments gonna get started, and which one gonna get benched, and which one gonna get cut?
Wow, man, this is interesting. All right, so here's what I'm gonna say. definitely what's getting started is the No Sean Marino, because when all them dudes ran on the field, I was like, man, what the hell is going on? Because I was stunned for a minute, and then I started dancing with him. I was like, let's go, baby, and we won the game. So that's gonna be number 1 for me. Second, it has to be Lindsey, the Lindsey Scott, because that was huge. That was kind of the catalyst to win that national championship. I mean, that was the biggest moment we had to really hold on outside of that national championship since we, until we won last year. So I'm gonna go with that. And then I hate to have to cut this one because Florida, their first time being number 1, then you go knock them off the next week. I almost cut. knock them off the next week. I mean, nothing makes me feel better than to hear something like that. But I'm going to cut that because I ain't know nothing about it. And I love the fact that we stormed the field, damn near got arrested with the No Shot Arena day. So I'm going to go with that as my start.
That is. JB, what you got, man? Which one of these moments may be the best cocktail party moment for you?
Hey, man, let me just tell you something, man. I love E-Rob energy, man. I was a little low energy this afternoon, E-Rob. Boy, you giving me all you got. I'm talking about transferring some energy and everything. And with that being said, I'm gonna ride right along with your energy. I'm gonna go in the same order. I gotta go with that No Sean Marino thing because it was in my time. I seen it and I couldn't believe it. And I couldn't believe it came from a Mark Rick team even more than that. So because of that, and because it was what I felt fueled our victory in that game, because man, we weren't really doing a whole lot against Florida on a regular basis. I got to run with that number 1. That Lindsey Scott run call, man, is one of the most prolific and most dynamic calls in college football.
Yes, it is.
It most definitely stands out in my memory, along with the hobnail boot and the sugar call from Larry Munson. So I got to run with that, and then I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna cut the number 1, defeating the number 1 team in the nation thing because I ain't see it. And for me, I ain't really heard much about it. So that's my order.
There it is. 5 Deuce. You up. You was 3-1 against the Gators, man. So what you got on it?
Talk that talk,
5 Deuce.
Deuce.
Same order as these guys. I mean, no, Sean, that's my time, and that's before I got there. It was so impactful that we did it in high school. We ran in the field after we stood. And I have to say, the run Lindsey run play is definitely number 2. It's probably arguably one of the greatest plays in our history. So that's definitely number 2. And lastly, we definitely gonna cut beating the number 1 team because we supposed to beat Florida every time, no matter what they rank. So that gonna stand out.
There it is. All right, Shawty, what you got on it, dog?
Wow, man. I'm going to go against the grain a little bit tonight, I guess. But for me, I'm going to go with the run, Lindsey run, man. When I think about UGA football, this is one of the plays that just, it just comes straight to mind when you hear the call. You always feel like, it was something that you wanted to be part of. And the main thing, once again, it was a catalyst to a great season. And, so for me, that has to be the first one. And second one, I'm going to go with beating Florida when they was the number 1 team. Once again, I think that's one of the greatest feelings you can ever have other than winning the national championship. So I'm definitely going to roll with that on the bench. And I feel kind of bad because it's like I'm giving my boy Marino hell because I think I cut him on the last thing on the running back. So I hate to say it, but I'm going to have to cut him again. You know what I mean? It ain't nothing personal. They just know how to trick the crumb.
There it is. All right, CA, give us what you're talking about, dog.
Oh, man, I'm supposed to go behind that. Y'all got me in the middle of the mix. The crazy part is, man, I feel a lot of the same sentiment that Thad does. That wide receiver position, look, we going to hold tight, baby. Run, Lizzie, run is still number 1. Y'all can call it what you want. Run, Lizzie, run is what helped, kick this thing off. That was the beginning of everything we hold dear to our heart. At the same time, 1B, I'm not going to deny it. What happened when No Shine got that thing crunk and we had the Gator Stomp. I salute Mark Rick for that. That was a great moment for the university, for the program. It really gave us a platform nationwide to be seen, and that was something that was unexpected. The 85 team upset number 1. Yeah, that's going where it's going, but I want to give a shout-out to that game. That game, I remember I watched that game. We had a 3-headed monster at running back. We had a freshman, Henderson, that had close to 100 yards, if not over 100. I think Worley had a great game. And then shout out to the great late Lars Tate, who also had a great night that day. So, the 3-headed monster showed up. Georgia was able to pull it out. I feel like that was one of the big games. Unfortunately, they are cut tonight.
That's what's up, man. All right, man. So we don't know how long we got our special guest tonight. So we're going to talk about, before we get into our offense this year and our defense this year, 5 Deuce, I want to ask you about 2012, man. Sean Williams had some choice words for the team before y'all went to Gainesville, and he also said in an interview, it's like, well, I don't know, I ain't no coaching nothing, but if it was up to me, I'd be playing Amarlo a little bit more too. So tell us what led to he said we was playing soft, and how you felt about that going into after he said them comments.
I think we had did we just lose or did we probably
we lost to South Carolina, but like 35-7 earlier that year, like bad.
Yeah, so that was the year I was a sophomore, and we had the seniors that was playing, or I was splitting time, so it was like 3 of us playing one position, and it was terrible. Everybody knew I should be playing. But I didn't know all the plays either. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't know everything, but I knew enough to get out there.
Yeah.
And so he didn't say it to me. He didn't let me know he was gonna say that. But once he got out there, he made it clear, and he had to stand on that with how he played, because he was a hell of a player. He still, until last year, he played ball and he practiced how he played. And so after he said that, it was a different week at practice. It got intense, and because everybody had to step up their game, because he telling the world that a sophomore need to be playing, and that pretty much everybody basically soft on the team. And at that time, we went out there and we wasn't soft, but we just didn't bring it how we'll do against each other. We went out there and got rolled over by South Carolina quick. So when he said that and we had that practice, it turned up and it got a little different. And then we went out there and, we did our thing. And I think that was like the first time we beat them 2 times in a row in a long time.
That's facts.
Okay.
And so he started that by, calling everybody soft.
Yeah, he was that. He seemed like that type of leader, man. And I remember that game. He came out and backed up his words too. And it was a different feeling watching it on the opening kickoff. I forget who it was. We kicked off the floor. Then whoever made the tackle, if targeting had been back then, they definitely would have got targeted because he took the dude out. But luckily it wasn't, man. That was one of them good games. Let's say a shout out to some of the dogs in the comment. Wallace Smith, what's going on, man? What's up? We got Shelby. Shelby in the comments. She say she missed the dogs last week. Always first up. Appreciate you, Shelby.
Shoot.
David Williams, what's going on, my man? He say, how about them dogs?
What up?
That ain't disco, is it? I gotta watch that.
Let me ask you something. After that, because that was a good question. So after that, when that comment was made, did that cause any friction in the locker room? Because you said you was playing behind scenes. I mean, how did they take that? Was it some, what's going on with that? You had to sit in the room with it.
We was splitting time. So I was splitting time. So I play certain downs. I think that was 2012 or 2011. I don't know. It was one of the years. But I was splitting time at one point. And no, it didn't. I mean, because when you know. I mean, it ain't no secret. We all know. We there.
I mean, it's real time.
Y'all in practice, so it ain't gonna cause no friction. You just gotta go out there and show him that he wrong, that you should be playing like you are, and you should be getting the reps that you're getting. And I'm gonna go out there. My thing was every day I'm going out there. I need to be on that field. I'm the best linebacker there, even though Tree was the better one beside me. But at the other position, I was the better one. So it didn't create no fiction. It actually made us go out there and compete more, and that showed up on game day. And obviously, it took us through the season because I think we beat who did we play that year?
Y'all got hot. The rest of the season was hot as a firecracker.
We won 10 games straight after that.
Yeah, that's the year we almost we fell short to Bama. We fell short to Bama in the SEC championship, and then they went and rolled Notre Dame like they should have rolled Notre Dame.
We drug Hawaii that year.
No. That was you talking about Marcus Howard and them, Thomas Brown. Yeah. I forget who we played in the bowl game, but we should we showed that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that was one of the times the Dogs missed out on the Natty. How was that, man? Coming out of the SEC championship, barely missing out. What was the feeling in the locker room after that?
Oh man, we was hurt. Because, we went there 2 years in a row. So the first year we go out and we have the first time holding the team to not getting the first down in the first half in the SEC championship. And then we lose 48-14 or something the other year. So the next year we come out, it was bad. People asked me, did we throw the game? Man. But after that SEC championship, I mean, it was kind of hard because we thought we was going to win. If you watch that game, we blocked that field goal at the end and Tree run into the house. We think that game, if you watching it, you like, ain't no way we going to lose. And then we go down, they score, and then we go down on the 5-yard line and time run out. That's the worst feeling because we didn't get to do a play. If we got to run another play, I would have been okay with the inning. But because we didn't spike the ball and time run out, it's a different feeling. If you ever, I don't know if any of y'all had that feeling before when time run out.
Who did you blame? I want to know.
That was my next question. Was it the OC? Was it the OC or was it Aaron Murray responsible for not spiking the ball? Because I've been defending Aaron Murray for years.
No, Aaron Murray called the spike it. If if you ever watch the video, Aaron Murray is like this.
Yeah.
And they tell him to run a play. So I think it was Coach Rick or Bobo. One of them told him to run a play. And so he ran the play. The ball got the pass that he threw would have been a touchdown if
it got tipped.
Blocked the end.
True.
Yep.
So he was trying to throw the ball over to Malcolm.
There it is.
I like how you did that.
The ball just gets touched. It gets tipped and then Conley catch it off a reaction.
There it is, man.
Yeah. So I'm never mad about that. But it was
feeling right there.
I like that, yeah.
When all those guys leaving afterwards, it was even worse because we lost everybody that year.
Yeah, that's facts. We did lose a lot of people after that year, man. So, but this year, man, hey, we still undefeated. We about to play the Gators, man. They are our rivals, regardless of what the records is, and we need to know what that offense gonna look like versus Florida. Thad, what you looking for this offense? We should be a little bit more healthy. I think Kirby yesterday said he expects A.D. Mitchell to be back. He didn't say like if he was 100% or whatever, but he did say he expect him to play or he is very probable to play. So, what you looking for that offense this week?
I'll tell you what, some gonna have to give because they giving up over 400 yards a game. So, you know, they giving up 400 yards a game. Now, think about 28, 29 points a game. And I don't know if a lot of folks understand, you know, I kind of mentioned it before. I don't care how this pie getting baked, but it's getting baked and it tastes good. We averaging over 500 yards a game. You know, we number 2 in the conference and number 4 in the nation. When the last time Georgia done been number 4 in the nation in offense? Wow. I mean, that's awesome. We 4th in the nation in total offense. So with that being said, in the way Florida playing defense, I mean, just looking at the numbers, I mean, we should go in and handle them pretty easy. And I know it's Florida. I never look past Florida. But the way we playing, we should go in there and hang up 40 on them.
That's what I'm talking about. E-Rob, you feeling the same way about that offense, or is it something else we missing?
I mean, damn, I couldn't say it no better. I mean, I really echo everything that Shawty just said. I mean, really, our offense, I mean, we're 500 yards a game. There ain't much to say about that. You can't really complain about that. And then we're playing against a team that they geared up. They geared up. That's what they do. I just believe we're going to run it. We're going to throw it. We're going to hit big plays. I think it's going to get out of hand. I really believe we're going to score over 40 points, and they could get out of hand by the mid-third quarter.
Oh, okay. Well, JV, last year we had the great defense, man, but I don't know if a lot of people remember. We really wasn't playing good on offense up until we had that onslaught of points right before halftime. You think you see any of that happening? I mean, E-Rob said we're about to blow him out, so I don't think E-Rob got none of that happening.
No, I think we're going to run a whole interstate on them. I mean, literally, if you think about it, last year, I think I gave them too much credit, man. I actually believed a little bit more in their team than I think they did. So this year, I absolutely don't have any confidence in them. I think we're going to boat race them on both sides of the ball. While we are in the top 5, number 4, specifically on offense, I think the number 5 team in the nation on defense. Man, we got two top 5 squads on our team as it stands right now. And we haven't been playing with our full clip full of our bullets, baby. All we need to do is get AD back a little bit this week. I just want to see him get out there, you know, run around a little bit, get a little live contact, couple plays, because that following week is when I need him to get out there and be a dog. But as it stands right now, I don't really have a concern about Florida other than everybody getting down there and getting home safe.
Okay. Over to the defensive side, CA, which we haven't been getting home a lot on sacks, but we've been getting pressures. It doesn't matter how we chop that up. I mean, it's still affecting the quarterback. What you need to say out of that defense this week?
I don't know, man. I want the defense to continue to be special. We've got to find ways to apply pressure. We've got the pieces on both sides of the ball to be dynamic in how we create this pass rush and how we defend what Florida might have to offer. But just flipping the script a little bit, you know, I like to do it. You know, I just want to give a shout out to 5-2. You know, I'm gonna ask his opinion on my next statement because, you know, I'm extremely proud of the work, you know, I guess has put in. I had a chance to watch him, you know, as a young pup in high school. Even prior to that in middle school, he played for a guy that I played alongside and Coach Alonzo Robinson. So to see him go to Athens was a treat for me. To see him take that talent to the NFL was a treat for me. To see that man take that on even to professional wrestling, I've always enjoyed that journey. So I just want to give a shout out to Amarlo Herrera for joining us today, because it's really a pleasure to have you. And I want to ask you, when we look at this defense, we're going against, this Florida Gator team that's always been dynamic. You know that Coach Napier is going to do what he can to try to, put his team in the best position to be successful. I'm looking at this linebacker core, and I want to ask you, what is your opinion on this group? Because we got some thumpers in there, but what are we going to look like when we got to carry the team? Do we have guys that are versatile enough to be productive in the pass game? What is your opinion on the overall group that we have at linebacker? Give me what you like, what you don't like, and how we can get better as a team.
Good question.
Appreciate that. No, I love these young guys. I said it last year, so I really did. I talked to some people about it, but last year I went to practice in the summer, and it was a practice at the stadium, and 2 and 10 was the backups at like third string, and I seen them out there, and I was like, who are they? Like, obviously McColby and all those other guys, they did their thing once the season started. But when I watched that day and that day of practice, those guys stood out. Gotcha. So they're young, they can run, they can cover for sure. I watched them cover. So the big thing for them is pretty much is being disciplined. And when guys are that fast and that athletic like they are, because they aren't on the more so bigger size like we were when we played ball, or like football was when we played ball. Those guys are a lot leaner, a lot longer, sometimes shorter, but they can play ball. So all they have to do is stay disciplined the whole time. Obviously this guy's a mobile quarterback as well. I mean, and then they know the quarterback they're going with this year. So it's not like last year where they playing the other quarterback and this one playing, and we're going to bring him in to do a couple plays, and we're going to throw it deep with this one. Nah, they set on who their starter is this year. And so we can't let him get the big passes or let them, grind us down. Because Florida, to be honest, Florida isn't good at anything right now. So, no, that's just the truth. That's just watching ball. And so if we let them get confidence and let them, and let them go down the field, grind, or get deep passes, yeah, we score a lot of points, but it can get difficult because they're going to bring it. And that linebacking core is the key to any defense, the key to success. So if those guys are on point and, play smart, don't try to play too fast, because sometimes we play too fast. And you see teams break big plays on us because we playing too fast. Yeah, we did, but we too fast sometimes. And I know me saying being too fast is a bad thing. That's crazy. Me saying
if you're running the wrong way, it is.
Yeah,
I understand exactly.
Running the wrong way or running past them, or wrong reads. But if they stay disciplined and play within the game, they can control the game just at linebacker. Because those two, I think there's even 3 of them. Because the outside linebackers, I'm not even talking about outside because we already know those guys are good. But those 2 inside linebackers, if they can control the game and play within the game, it's going to be a great game for us, honestly. That's just my opinion. Because I like it. I don't know how y'all feel about it.
I want to throw this number out there to y'all, and this is going to kind of go to what CA said, and I want to see Marlo can respect this as well. CA mentioned something about continuing to see his defense be great. Do y'all understand, and Amarlo, you can chime in if you need to explain how good you have to be to get this number. Do y'all understand we only giving up 247 yards a game total?
Wow.
That's crazy. That's passing and rushing.
We only giving up 247 yards a game. You got to be doing a lot of things good to get those kind of numbers.
That's facts. So, listen. We about to play, like Amarlo said, we playing a dual threat, and I know Shawty always mentioned this last year, man. Somebody that can run with their legs sometimes can cause issues because we play a lot of man-to-man. So, Amarlo, you think we keep a spy on this guy sometime, or we just going to play it straight up?
Now, you know how our defense is. It's going to be everything. It's going to be spies. It's going to be blitzes. It's going to be disguises. I mean, this guy, it's just his second year playing. So, I mean, y'all played in the SEC. Y'all know how hard it is, especially at quarterback on this high level with coaches thinking how they think. It's going to come from everywhere. So we just gotta get there when we call those blitzes. And spies, we got to take advantage of it because that's when you get those sacks and that's when you get those picks that the quarterback don't see. So when we do those different things, we just got to capitalize off of it for real.
That's what's up. Want to give a shout out to Nicholas Wedgman. Am I saying that right? Nicholas Wedgman. He said, he said he saw Amarlo playing high school. I guess against Clark Central, and then he said thanks to Thad for the link. That's why I asked you.
We got smoked that game too.
Don't do that. You weren't even supposed to say that, bro. That ain't they bid.
Hey, we're going to shake it up a little bit. We got some questions coming in. So Anthony White said, of our biggest rivals, listen, Anthony, let me tell y'all right now, like, listen, man. Hey, man, I know you from Augusta, dog. South Carolina ain't no rivalry. Do not give Stat Guy that satisfaction. They just a conference foe that we play, okay?
You got to win some games for it.
Yeah, so of our biggest rivals, who do y'all hate the most? I'm going to let JV start with this one. I know his answer, but we got Florida, Tennessee, Auburn. I mean, Georgia Tech, too. Let's not forget them. He said his Florida hate runs deep. I think E-Rob can concur. JV, who you got, man? Who the most hated rival for you, dog?
Hey, man, I absolutely look. I'm from Alabama, man. So everybody that I naturally hated growing up in Alabama, I naturally hate now being a dog. I absolutely hate Auburn. I don't know if he had Auburn on that list. I mean, I'm sorry, I gave a little bit too much respect to their name. I absolutely hate Slaughburn. Can't stand them. Absolutely hope we continue to beat them like 50 to nothing. I don't never want them to score. And then I follow that up with a tall glass of Florida.
Hey, my boy Mike Mixon get in here. He says Florida big dog, and that's because what they did to us. I know, Mike, we had just got on campus. We was new pups, and then we thought we was going to see a good game. And then they came in Athens, and Chris Doran went crazy on us. But my bad, CA.
I was there. That was a rough night.
It was right. Hey, I had to be rough for y'all, dog, because it was definitely rough for us as fans, dog. I was like, are we even gonna sniff the end zone tonight? But for me, it's definitely Florida, man. And behind that, I'm going with JB, man. It's got to be Auburn, man. Like, I don't like Auburn. I don't care if we beating them down.
Respect on their name.
Slaughburn. My bad. Slaughburn. Thad, who you got in the rivalry, dog? What's your order, man?
Man, mine's kind of two-folded because, you know, when you have a rivalry, you know, based off the time when I played and I came up, you know, it was obviously Florida. But I'm going to tell you what, I got just as much hate for Tennessee. That damn Rocket Talk song, man. I hate it.
I understand. No, you're right. Don't do that. Don't clean that up.
I'm just being honest with you. I got just as much hate for Tennessee and Florida because, once again, in my era, you know, them folks put some real bad spankings in them. And I love to get them back. You know what I mean? So, Florida and Tennessee, damn near equal to me.
Oh, okay. Five Deuce, who you got on it, man? Who you hate the most, dog? And who running that close second?
Man, I really didn't lose to none of them teams, but
that big.
Talk that talk. Talk that talk.
Talk that talk, baby.
Yeah, I can't.
Just
I guess Florida, and then Auburn, just like y'all. I mean, those are the only teams I lost to on that list. Oh, besides South Carolina. When I was with South Carolina was a little different. It was a lot different than what now.
I was about to say from 2010 to 2014 they had their little run and they beat us 3 out of them 4 years, man. So that's what Stat got all in the comments wanting to know about that game, but we're not gonna give them the satisfaction of the 22 game. E-Rob, who is it for you, dog?
Yeah, so mine are 1A and 1B. 1A is Florida. I can't stand them swamp. I'm about to say all kinds of stuff I should be saying. And then 1B is Tennessee, and I'm with that, dog. If I never hear Rocky Top again, I'll be okay, dog. Because I used to hear they was beating the brakes off us on the football field, so that shit they never stopped playing. I was gonna play baseball, and they'll beat the brakes off us in baseball, and they never shoot up there with a damn bugle.
Hey man, y'all don't remember one year we played them, bro. The man brought in damn studio speakers, and we had to hear Rocky Talk all week long through practice.
I hate that.
Hey. Did Mark Rick ever do anything like that, Amarlo? Bring in and play Rocky Top while y'all was practicing?
Yeah, that went on the whole week.
Oh God!
They played it so much we started to enjoy the song. I ain't gonna lie.
Y'all don't say you get tired of hearing it, bro.
I don't want to hear that mess again.
Oh man!
I didn't hear it when we played. That's one thing.
Was that week when Coach Dunn drove that steamroller to practice?
Yeah, I remember. The man brought the steamroller to practice, man.
We're gonna steamroll their asses, man. Let's get the brakes off of them.
Didn't work.
All right, man. So before we get into some predictions, man, we can go.
Wait a minute, Coach. How you gonna treat me that way?
I was about to get to you, dog. I want you to start the next set. Listen, go ahead, CA.
I gotta get mine.
CA.
I ain't gonna be long.
My bad, CA. That's on me.
Yes, you are.
I hate Georgia Tech.
I know.
They top of my list. I gotta get that out. You gonna deny me that? I hope they lose every game. I love where they're at right now. Their program is where it needs to be. I ain't gonna do that on the show, Sean. You almost got me. It was reflex. You almost got me. Capital S. I know this right. Florida 2A and Tennessee 2B. I hate both of that. That color, that orange got to go. That's it. I respect Auburn, man. I like Auburn.
Hey, I knew it was them yellow jackets for CA. He can't stand them.
No success to them.
Hey, but before we get into predictions, man, we're going to go around the panel. I want y'all to tell me y'all best Georgia-Florida memory, man. So we're going to start with JV, man. Like, hey, man, I don't care if it was a play or a story on the way to the game or what was going on, man. We didn't get a lot of wins back in the day, but you had to have something good.
Well, I'm going to tell you, man, as a redshirt freshman, that year when we had CA, Robert, Bobo back there slinging that thing, we had Alandis Gary running it with Pat as a freshman. Man, that game down in Jacksonville was one of the most dynamic things that I've ever witnessed myself. I ain't play a lick, so I was a great observer, and I had the best seat in the house. Understand, man, what it feels like to be a freshman, to get into that environment. It's just so electric. And that was a game that we had won after we had got boat race for years before that. So the fan base was hungry. The team was hungry. And we had some great examples of guys who went out there and played some real ball and tried to really set an example on what on the way we need to be able to attack the field when we go against some of these high echelon teams. That was my A1 moment, man. When we played Florida that year, CA out there balling, Robert out there balling, Big LB out there. Yes, your boy. Oh, we got out.
That's what's up. That's what's up. All right, CA, you up, dog. Take as long as you want to give us a Georgia Florida story.
I ain't going long, man. I love the same game, man, because it was a turning point for all of us. A lot of guys made a lot of plays. Hines Ward had a great game. Robert did, coming to Patrick Pass. We had guys like Wiggins out there. Stroud and Seymour, Travis and Marcus Stroud. So let me not slip that up. Glenn had a great game. Shout out to Glenn Ford. Guys like Antonio Cochran. It was a team victory. We really worked hard. It was just well-deserved. The fan base deserves it. I want to mention we were 20-point underdogs in that game going into it. Thanks. Georgia's a 20-point favorite going into Saturday's game. Be ready, boys, because they're not gonna hand it over to you.
There it is. E-Rob, you despise these Gators, but give me a good moment from your time down in Athens.
I don't have any good moments. I mean, it was bad because that game you talking about when they came to Athens, I was out there
on the field.
No, I was over there like, boy.
No, I'm just
it's bad for the home team out there, boy. You talking about Chris Dorn, like he was scoring touchdowns. They'll call
every
it back.
which way.
In the very next play, he'll just score another damn touchdown from 5 yards further back. I'm like, damn. What?
Yeah.
Anyway, so I really don't have any good stories. I mean, I guess the only thing I can say I was a part of the one time when they played the home and home. Both times we got our butts kicked, so we really talk about it.
Yeah, what it is.
Hey,
you know what? I will say this: my grandmother got a chance to see me play when we went to play in Gainesville. So that's the only game she ever got a chance to see me play. So that's it.
There it is. Shelby saying that the year 95, the party at Memorial Hall sucked that night. It did, Shelby. It wasn't on nothing. All right, Shawty, give us something, dog. Come on, from the Georgia-Florida rivalry, dog.
But I mean, fortunately, but unfortunately, I have to echo, what the other two guys said. That 95 game, for the guys who I played with, they know my situation. I wasn't able to travel for that game, but it was still a great win, because for me, I really truly think not only that game, but that season was the turning point in Georgia's trajectory to go back up. Because before that time, we were down. Yeah. And I think that game really meant a lot for the program. So for me, I have to echo what some of the guys said. That 95 game, more than
97.
one way for me, was very, very, very special.
Yeah. It was that 97 game. Mike said he didn't go to. Mike said he didn't go to the party at 95. He had to sit that one out. All right, Amarlo, you should have a lot to pick from, dog. Like I said earlier, you was 3-1 against the Gators, so you experienced a lot of success.
Man, bring us back.
We already talked about one that 2012 year. I think we was number 10 and they was number 2. So I mean, that's the closest we got to being the number 1 team. So that was a special game too. And then I say 2011, my freshman year, because they was getting smoked before we got to campus, and we went out there and we won that game. And I got a hit in the game in the end zone. My helmet popped off, and we just went crazy and rocked out. So it was when you have to come off the field for your helmet coming off.
Yeah.
Crazy. We won that game. I think it was a close game too. And then probably I think it was still, I don't know if it was 2012. It was 2012 again, watching Malcolm score that touchdown to win the game. That whole sequence of that game was crazy, especially to me. I know I was out there when Jarvis chased down, I forgot the tight end name. He playing in the NFL now. But Jarvis chased
with that big arm over rip.
Yeah, down from the end zone. I'm watching it running. I get to the end zone. We fall on the ball in the end zone, and then right after that, Malcolm goes score. I mean, off of DBs that was about to go to the league, and seeing what he did to them, they grab his face. He come back on the stop route that Murray called. He turned around. They grab his face mask. He
heck of a play.
Score. Man, that whole game in 2012 was special. I mean, we jumped in the stands afterwards. Y'all didn't get to do that, but we got to jump in the stands.
Don't do that, dog.
God, hold up. Some of us jumped in the stand. Don't act like that. It was
He's gonna be talking about how big our shoulder pad was.
I like
special moments. It's just it's different because it ain't your field necessarily. So it's kind of a different feel going into that game too. So when I don't know if y'all been there recently, but the game start off slow because nobody's in the stands. So it's kind of feel like a JV game because everybody's still drunk from early and last night. So they don't make it to the game. I don't know
They
if
gonna get
y'all
there.
watching the been to it, but nobody's there at the beginning of the game.
It's always been that way. It's always been that way. Yeah, they gonna show up. It might be a little late.
It's a lot of partying down there in Jacksonville, dog. We're gonna get
That's why
there.
they don't want to move it.
Yeah.
Down the post before they get
Facts. All right, Shawty, you up, dog? Your question. What's up?
Oh, okay. All right, Marlo, man. I asked, every guest to come on this show this same particular question. And one thing I'm gonna say is I think I'm gonna enjoy your answer because I've already have appreciated the honesty that you had. So coming out of high school, we all were, 3, 4, 5-star top athletes. We were the man coming out of high school. So when you got to Georgia, what player made you say, hey, man, I got to get in the weight room. I got to learn their playbook. I got to run whatever I need to do. I got to get my shit together if I want to get on this field. What player inspired you to get better?
Man, coming out, I'll say Alec Ogletree for one. Because he was the guy who moved from safety to linebacker, and just when he was a safety when I committed, and at the time I didn't care about who was there. I didn't look and see am I going to play. I banked on myself the whole time and not knowing all the information because I would have doubted myself if I knew all the information that they have now. But seeing Tree be able to run, be able to hit, be able to do all these different things, I'm like, boy, I need to do what he do. Like I need to imitate what he do. And then also Richard Samuel. Richard Samuel is a running back, but he played linebacker too. But seeing him at running back, you're like, if I want to hit him for real, oh no, I gotta be son. I gotta run some bigger pass. I put my neck roll on. I gotta bring something to be able to compete with these guys and the level that they're on because it's different once you get there. Yeah, you compete, but can you stay healthy and play the whole time? Because it's easy to show up one practice, but to show up every day, you got to be built for it.
And for a quick second, man, before the next guy asks you a question, just speak a little bit because this is something I've said in the past. Just speak a little bit more about having to know the playbook and how hard it is to come in and learn that playbook.
Great question.
It's extremely hard, especially from high school transitioning to college. It's like you don't necessarily call plays in high school, so you're not used to, especially on defense, you're not used to different coverages. You're not used to, all right, if they come out in this formation, we run in this play. But if they motion, we go into this play. And if they check, we going to go to this play. So you have 5 plays at one time that a lot of people don't know about. And then it's a play within the play. So you may have box, you may have banjo, you may be doing a lot of other things that everybody has to be in sync about. So it's hard if you don't study. And so me coming out of high school, I didn't study because I got hurt in camp. So I didn't think I was going to play. But then Tree broke his foot like the first drive against Boise State, and now I got to go out there and play against Kellen Moore and don't know plays. And now I got to ask somebody what I got on this play.
Right.
That's not a good feeling because you're not playing fast and you're thinking. And so it's extremely hard, but if you put in the time, you will be able to master it.
Appreciate that, man. Thanks for your honesty again.
Oh, yeah, no problem.
Man, I'm about to ask my standard question, but man, I just want to give a shout out to Thad for asking you that about the playbook because I think a lot of that gets missed a lot. They think it's just you go out there just knock people out. There's a lot to it, that goes into it, and so emotion changes things. It's crazy. So anyway, here's my standard question. Hey man, your experience at Georgia is a little bit different than mine. You guys were really close to winning the national championship and getting to that big stage. We finally did it last year. We finally broke through. My question is, when Ringo picks the ball off and he scores, and you know we gonna win. We definitely gonna win the damn national championship. Where were you, and what was your reaction?
Oh man, I knew it from the start of the game, but once I seen the pass, I knew he won the national championship. It didn't matter if he scored or not. And it wasn't even that pass. Once I seen him throw that, they jumped off sides and he threw that touchdown, and I'm like, it's different. And then we come back, and then I see that ball in the air, and it's floating, and Alabama player can't make it back to the ball. So I'm like, oh, we won. And so I was right here at home. Me and Keith Marshall are a little superstitious, and so we started watching the games last year at the house. Because we went to the SEC championship, and then we lost. So it was a little different feel last year. We were like, we're gonna do this. We're gonna watch it at the house every time. And so it was a great feeling. I could have broke down and cried. I was so, you just so emotional just off of seeing all the hard work that we put in, that y'all put in. It's been a long time, and no, a lot of people don't know the effect they have on other players that's after them that they might not know. We might not talk, but I watch y'all play and y'all watch me play. We have a connection, but we don't speak on it. So being able to see, just like you said earlier, tight end you. Yeah, it's been tight end you for a while. It's been linebacker you for a while. We have guys everywhere. You all around. And so we don't speak on it. But just seeing them be able to finally accomplish something that we put in a lot of hard work and we fell short of, seeing them be able to accomplish it, it's a great feeling. It felt like I played.
Right. No, exactly.
Follow up to that, just on the national championship and the fact that we were led by the defense. Like, how does that make you, like, because that in today's game, it's an offensive, driven game, and we, our defense took us to a national championship. I mean, how does that make you feel?
It feels good because they didn't do it with, those guys got drafted high, and some of them we didn't even know. But it's like they did it with a few big names. They didn't do it with.
Yeah, it was team.
We had a lot of big stars. Y'all had a lot of big stars. It was a lot of big stars, but that team, they didn't have a lot of big names that people just know that just stand out. And that's just me being honest. Mm-hmm. So them being able to do it with the personnel that they put together is amazing. And it was a special time and a special moment for them, for us last year.
Go Dogs.
That's right, man. Go Dogs, man. We got a question from the comments. Marcus Sellers, what's going on, Marcus? This is for everybody up here, man. And we'll start with Amarlo, man. Like, who's your most hated Florida player ever? For him, it's Tebow. Like, who's the I know you beat him a lot, but you still might not like one of them.
Man, I say Rennie and Dimps. Rennie and Dimps.
Jeff Dimps was fast.
Yeah, and I had to check them as a freshman and sophomore. It's difficult to check. They went at me too. One game, they split them out. I had to walk out, and it was just me and him one-on-one for probably the first 2 drives of the game, and they went at me every play. And so I hate those guys because they track speed, and the track speed is different.
Yeah. Speaking of track, Shawty, who your most hated Florida person, dog?
Wow, I can't even think his name right now, but I want to say that his hate is really comes more out of respect because he could walk the walk and talk the talk, and there wasn't really nothing I could do because they were beating up on us so bad. So I'm saying CA can help me remember. What was the wide receiver, little small wide receiver, played in the league through years. He left in 95, 96.
So I was going to say Jack Jackson.
Riddell
to Georgia a couple times. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah,
was it wasn't Riddell or Ike?
He came to Georgia. And he worked out with us in practice a few times, and he said some things that really resonated with me to this day. To be very quick, we was having pass scale. He was working pass scale with us, and we was done in like maybe say an hour and a half. And he was like, "What? Y'all done now?" No wonder y'all losing. We'll still be going for 2-3 hours. And that just made me feel some kind of way. You know what I mean? So I can't even think his name right now, but it'll come to me. But it's more about the respect. I don't really hate him, but what he said really resonated with me for the rest of my career.
There's a CA. Jaquez Green.
Green. There you go.
From Phoenix City, Alabama. Yeah, I know. He's originally from Phoenix City. CA, who you got on it, dog?
I don't have a good out here. I hate all of it. It's the same. I don't want to point anybody out because it don't kind of highlight them. If I have to do that, Fred Weary and Elijah Williams, the cornerback, that we had to go up against. We had a lot of matchups with those guys. But they had a lot of great corners. So, I just don't like Florida. So they got on 2-1. They on it.
There it is. All right, JB, who's your most hated Florida person, player, whatever?
I mean, I ain't like the team, man, but them boys had some players on their squad. So I'm kind of like Shawty was, man. It's more out of respect than anything. And I'm going to just let you know, Alex Brown was a whole man and a half. That dude, man. I told y'all a story before about him in a wide 9 technique that we trying to run a sweep. It don't work. It don't. Quincy, what you doing? Don't do me like that. That man drove me so far in the backfield, man, I almost came out the tunnel. I'm just saying. Hey, look, that man was like when I say he was a whole man and a half, man, he was kind of built like Charles Green. I mean, by Charles Grant. Just thick, just country strong, and he knew that he had what it took to be dominant on the end. And I had to challenge my mental and my manhood every play. And so for that, he gets my vote.
There it is. E-Rob, come on, dog. You despise all of them, but you got to pick one.
Yeah, now first let me say that I can't stand none of them. I mean, they can go kick rocks. But probably the quarterback. What's that, Warfel? I mean, he ain't did nothing to me personally, but they
besides no touchdown.
So many touchdowns.
The little shot throw down, a little lollipop down, he just slicing us up. I hate him, dog. Anyway, I don't even want to talk about them no more, man. Damn.
All right, man. Hey, man, we want to thank Amarlo for coming on, chopping it up with the Dogs today, man. Hey, we got a big one this weekend because, like CA always say, man, the next one is the big one. We want to beat them Gators down and keep on rolling to try to repeat this thing, man. Anybody else got anything to say before we get up out of here?
Coach, let me just jump in real quick. Hey, man, 5'2", let me tell you something, man. I really enjoy watching you play. I normally give folk nicknames. And whenever I would see you play, like the first few times I saw you play, I said, "Oh man, this boy out there playing like an oil light on." The entire time you played, that's all I used to call you was oil light because you were running hot, like it's like somebody like your thermostat about to go out. And I loved it. I love the way you played the game, your intensity. I love the way that you never took a down off, man. I just always admired your game. So I just want to let you know that, man. It's a pleasure having you on here tonight with us. We really respect everybody that come on here, but I'm telling you, I definitely respect you and your game, man. Go Dogs, brother.
Appreciate it.
I want to kind of echo some of the things that JB said, man. Marlo, I appreciate you coming on. First of all, I'm glad he gave you a nickname like All Light and not Meerkat or something like that. Call you something like that. But with that being said, I appreciate you coming on, man. It's always good to have some dogs, that don't play before us or after us to help bridge in these gaps and help in the timeline for a lot of our viewers. So once again, may the hammer of success keep knocking the hell out you, man, and we appreciate you coming on, man.
No problem.
All right.
No problem. Anytime, man. Anytime we can do it again. Just let me know.
Bet, man. You talk to your boy Keith Marshall so we can get him on here, man. So tell him he said he was gonna come on. Tell him to come on up here, man, and talk some stuff with us.
I will. I'll do that for sure.
There it is, man. Georgia, Florida this week, 3:30, as it always is. We're going to go down there, handle business like we do. Anybody going to the game, by the way? All right.
I'll be in the city. I don't know if I'm making it to the game, though.
Okay. We are 22.5-point favorites, so quickly we'll go around and get some predictions. E-Rod, we'll start with you, man, since, you say we're going to do that thing this Saturday.
So let me say this, Dog Nation. I'm be in the city. If you're gonna be down there, holler at your boy. Holler at the player. I'm gonna be down there live and really laugh it up. And yeah, I'm looking for us to beat the hell out of the Gators. I think that, like I said at the beginning of the show, not that we're gonna look past, but I think that the fact that everybody's saying that Tennessee's the #1 team or they're probably the best team is gonna refocus us for this stretch. And I think Florida's gonna be the first step of ass kickings to come. So I'm looking at us to beat them like 48-10, something like that.
There it is. Shelby says she got 45-10. Carlos say 45-7. Okay, CA, what you got on it, dog?
50-13. Go Dogs.
50 burger on them clowns. JV, what you got on it?
Yeah, man, I'm running 42-7. That's it.
42-7. I like it. What you got, that?
Hey, I'm gonna go right around what we averaging. I'm gonna say 41 points, and we only giving up 9, so I'm gonna say 41-9, 41-10, something like that.
I'm right there with you. I say 41-10, and then they might get old late touchdown. It'd be 41-3, and then they score. You know how people like to take it down to the wire, 1 second left, and still try to score so they can say they scored on the Dogs. That's their claim to fame. So,
that's why I ain't mad at no offenses that keep on throwing the ball when they up. If you gonna keep on trying to score, I'm gonna keep on trying to score.
That's right.
No matter what you doing, bro, we ain't giving up nothing, bro. We ain't giving up 250 yards, bro. We ain't giving up nothing.
Yeah, stat guy said 42-17. There we go. All right. That's what I'm talking about. Hey, that's what he said. It's the key stat is point margin, and we number 2 in the point margin to go along with what Shawty talking about. So, hey man, we need to be a good week for the Dogs. If y'all going to Jacksonville, holler at your boy E-Rod, man. Get lathered up. You know what I'm saying? Feel good while we taking on the Dogs. Hey, that's right. I'll be in the GA, man. So I might holler at y'all, man. I have to come down there. Listen, I've been to the cocktail party. It was a good event. We didn't take the win, but it was still a good event nonetheless. I had some adult spirits, and I plan on having a lot this weekend after we win. Hey, want to give a quick shout out to our guy Cool Cal, man. Mother had to go have a procedure. Prayers up for your mom, Cool Cal, and hope for a speedy recovery. And before we get out of Mike, my boy Mike say 63-7. Mike ain't got chill. Mike ain't got no chill for him. Hey, for all the dogs in the comments, we appreciate y'all coming out, man, and getting with the fellas on world's largest outdoor cocktail party week. For Thad, JV, CA, E-Rob, this coach, I respect them hedges. Go Dogs.
Oh.